Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Backlog Club, and welcome to Indie Month. Is this welcome to Indie Month, or is
Welcome to
this
Indie Month. Welcome to 2024. Oh, that's how I was going to end the last podcast.
were you gonna go see you next year?
Yeah.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. We're talking about a game I didn't know about, but Jake introduced me to, called Bread and Fred.
Yeah.
Actually, very fun.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
What's the story? Give us a story synopsis.
There are two penguins named Bread and Fred, and I think that they're friends. They're attached at the hip, so I assume that they at least are okay with each other.
Yeah.
And they want to go up the mountain?
There's a mailbox up there.
There is a mailbox up there.
They're trying to mail stuff.
And spoiler alert for Bread and Fred, if you care, you read the letter or see the picture. We did this last night. It has not been 24 hours. I already forget what was up there.
So I'm pretty sure you go to put the mailbox in the mail and you read the letter or whatever, and then it falls off the top of the mountain.
That's why they jump off?
That's why they jump off at the end.
Oh, I thought they were just like,
We're done.
okay, see you later.
Bye. Have a great time.
But we did this twice. We completed the game twice.
Our first run was a lot faster than our second one.
Crazy fast.
Yeah.
It could have been faster once we realized that infinite jumps were on and are insanely broken.
That's wild.
We literally just jumped in unison, not in sync sometimes, going up and up and up. And I think we scaled it in like 3 minutes after we figured that out. It was still a little bit of a struggle because of the wind, but we at least got to scope out the lay of the land.
I would put struggle in heavy quotations there.
And, we struggled later when we actually did a for real run.
Oh, boy.
Which even then, some people might say it was not a for real run because we did use checkpoints heavily. If we didn't, we probably wouldn't make it past about 200 meters, which this is a 500-meter game.
I'm having Bread and Fred flashbacks right now. Just 1,000-yard stare. That was whew.
But let's explore a little bit of the how the game works, since the synopsis is literally just two penguins attached by one rope go to the top of area, and that's it. You oddly enough unlock the speed run counter after you complete it once. I don't know why it's not just there from the start.
I mean, I guess that makes sense for like time trial.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I'm still the type of person that wants to know. Like, I'm really glad that we had it.
Well, they don't want you to focus on it. They want you to just relax and take it all in and, suffer.
This game isn't really relaxing.
No. It is a physics-based, like, puzzle platformer, I would say.
Have you guys played Only Up or whatever the sledgehammer game is with the half-naked man and the pot of gold?
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. And there's a narrator in it.
Yeah.
And Only Up is the other one, is the newer one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The Fodian games, as Ludwig says. I found this on a Ludwig stream a while ago. I'm like, this sounds cool. This was even before the podcast was an idea.
Getting Over It.
Getting Over It. Yeah, that's like the most popular one. It's another one of those
with
games.
Bennett Foddy.
But 2-player experience. And an experience it was. It was fun. I did thoroughly enjoy the time. It's probably at the top of my list for 2024. But the game does struggle a little bit. Yeah.
It's the only game.
Yeah, that was the joke.
I know. That's why I'm saying it. Because there are some people who are not going to understand.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's on you.
And like 30 minutes ago, we just wrapped on 2023.
Yeah.
So
it's top of my list for 2024.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to watch this out of order and be like, I thought you said this was your...
I would put this above some of the 2023 games. So
yeah, I'd put it above Pikmin 1 for sure. You know the guy who made this also made Quap?
Yeah, Bennett Foddy.
Yeah.
But he didn't make
Oh, sorry. The guy who made Getting Over It
Getting
also
Over It.
made
Yes.
Quap.
Yes, I did know that. He's made a lot of awesome physics games.
It was surprisingly fun, but it is definitely one of those games where you will hit your breaking point quickly.
Yeah.
If
About
you
300 meters for me.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
It was just once the wind came out, that was tough.
The wind started at 250.
Was it 250?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was 3. Because I thought it was like, it changed like every 100 meters. And then at 300, it was just the same for the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's run through. So
Speed run.
you're starting at the bottom. You're 2 penguins. There's penguins everywhere. And you are attached together by a rope. And you can jump. You can what is it, like hold when you
Anchor.
You can anchor by scrunching down. And if you're on
Create a seal with your butt cheeks.
if you're on the platform and your friend is dangling below you, they can swing, and then you swing round and round and you fling yourself, and the goal is just to go up as high as you can.
There's a lot of relying on another person for this game.
Yeah, and that's what makes it fun.
Can be good and can be bad.
Yeah, I feel like
but it is fun.
We did work together pretty well. There were some faults, mostly on me. I will admit the timing thing, kind of my fault. I would count down,
especially towards the end.
Yeah,
when you were losing it. Yeah,
when our brain cells were lost. I would count down and start moving on 1 instead of go. I would explicitly say on go, and then I would say 1 and start moving. I would still say go, but I would go at 1.
What he meant to say was probably jump on go.
Probably.
And then he would be moving it and he'd be like, why did you not move? And I'm like, that was not go. You said
I would immediately realize, oh, I am messing up.
The first time it happened, you did not. And I had to like mount a defense, like, Jake, that was not go. And you were like, oh. See, because my thing with platformers, especially, is like, if you're going to make the jumps, you just like go. Like, I'm just like, okay, speed is your friend, because if you think about it too much, you're going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't think I would communicate that to you. So then I would I would keep going, and then I'd pull you off the platform, and you're like, what were you doing? And I'm like, I'm just playing this game. It's kind of a YOLO mentality that I have, where I'm just like, you just jump, you just throw yourself at it.
Mm-hmm.
Crash Bandicoot really taught you that.
Yeah,
playing Crash Bandicoot, the originals, those are hard games.
Yeah, I did play a little bit because I have the Insane Trilogy because of PSN, PS Plus free games, but I played a little bit of the first one, and that's a tough game. Eventually, I'd like to play it for the podcast, but it's not something that I probably would go back to without a financial incentive.
We're getting paid
$9 a month when you subscribe to the. You guys don't have to pay $9 a month. Our 2 lovely patrons. Shout out to you guys if you are still subscribing when this comes out.
We love you. Don't forget to enable auto renew.
And yeah, we get paid $9 whole a month. Eventually, hopefully, we'll get monetized. So subscribe and all that stuff.
We're close. As of recording,
are we close?
We are. I don't know. I'm just saying words, but I'm just saying as of recording, we are at 198 total subscribers and 693 total views across the channel.
Yeah.
That's more than I expected us to have at this point.
Yeah.
For both of those numbers.
I feel like it's not bad.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for a great, I guess, back half of 2023. I do want to say that.
Yeah.
We forgot to thank them in the rankings video.
Yeah.
I guess. For like, thank you for all your support. So we'll say it now if you decided to stick around. You don't get your thank yous till you prove that you're here for the long run. Okay?
And also, I like how we haven't really gone over what people think about the games. It's just tough when like you can't get comments until after it comes out, and you don't want to talk about the last game in the next podcast, and even then it's kind of hard. And it's like, well, we've got 2 Patreon members, so it's like, we don't want to just say what they think every
Mm-hmm.
single time. I feel like that would get a little repetitive and boring.
Well,
But
and sometimes, it's time sensitive,
yeah,
and
we have to be a month ahead at this point.
yeah.
So subscribe to the Patreon and we can do the add-ins like we used to do.
I need you to give me your opinion on a game you're not supposed to play for 3 more weeks.
Yeah. We'll get there eventually, I promise. But we like to I do really enjoy reading the comments. I wanted to say that when we were talking about Galaxy in the year-end podcast, that you guys were agreeing with us. I knew that we had some hot takes on Galaxy, but like you didn't get mad even though you disagreed with us. So that was cool. But anyways, Bread and Fred.
It's a game. No,
Yeah.
it's actually, it was way more fun than I thought it would be, especially for like one of those co-op
Yeah.
dependent type games. I mean, it's no It Takes Two,
No.
but it was never going to be.
Yeah, because that's like a full movie experience. That could be a movie.
Yeah.
It's just a solid.
If it was made by
game.
Sony, it would be a movie. Anyway.
Bread and Fred it almost feels old school. Like, I don't think you could do this type of physics on like the SNES. Maybe you could, prove me wrong. But it feels like one of those co-op games where you can just pick up and play with one of your friends. And it was a fun change of pace, especially after the grind that was Galaxy, Ratchet and Clank, Twilight Princess. Like, it was a good change of pace for us. I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. We were laughing like crazy too.
We were laughing because we were being driven crazy.
Yeah, psychotically.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then because we played it's online co-op,
Yes.
which is really nice. I think it's couch co-op, isn't it? Local.
I think you can do both.
Which I would say honestly is probably the best way to play it because Jake experienced some crazy internet related issues, we think, because your ping was never too high. But tell us what you were seeing. Describe in vivid detail the horrors that you witnessed during your playthrough of Bread and Fred.
So
it's not really that bad, but it's funny.
Just for some context, I was crying laughing at some of the glitches that we had, like actual tears running down my face because I could not control my laughter. They were just points where I or both of our characters would just start moonwalking off of the screen after death. And maybe the lack of sleep, maybe the craziness that had ensued, but I just could not stop laughing. And there were several moments where I would just uncontrollably laugh, and you'd be like, okay, we're going to take a second for Jake to come back down to earth. Most of the problems were the game was a slideshow. There was a lot of frame rate issues, and at first I'm like, is it really running my computer into the ground? It's just like a poorly optimized game or something. No, it's probably just the fact that someone actually hosts the game and we're not like both connecting to a server. And
yeah, it's a peer-to-peer connection.
Yeah, it's like, which is probably better, especially for us because we're not that far apart.
Mm-hmm.
I had about a 30 ping. You said you had like a 15.
Mine showed 15, but I honestly think 15 is probably just the lowest literal ping you can have.
Probably, because like, yeah, if you are actually hosting it, then it should be 0.
Yeah,
but
I think because it has to then, well, actually, I don't think so, because if we were playing local co-op, it would be 0. But because my client has to talk to your client and then get information back from your client in order to show it on my screen, there's always going to be some level of ping.
That's true.
For you have to first connect to mine, then receive my information, and then send information back.
Yeah, which makes sense that it would be about double then.
Yeah.
But it was just weird because I thought in the snowy, windy parts that there was just too much going on, and that's why it was like 5 FPS. But all of the snow and the wind and the setting is all buttery smooth. But my character, Jordan's character, and any moving platforms were like it was a slideshow. It was Microsoft PowerPoint. Gosh, I was just thinking Google Slides. It's been a while since I've been in high school, so it's all right. But yeah, it was interesting.
You went to high school? What?
What? Did we make this joke last podcast?
What? Did we?
What?
That was last year.
Yeah, true. Oh, so you can make that joke.
I can. Yeah, because it's funny.
Yeah, it was just, there was some graphical issues. It's really not that funny, but it was funny in the moment, in the experience. It's just all of a sudden, Jordan's like going on a roll. He's like, yep, let's just keep jumping. And it's like, hold on. I just see us randomly here and then there and then up there. And now we're falling.
The funniest thing for me was hearing you lose your mind.
Yeah.
Like that was, because it would drive me to start laughing uncontrollably because I'm like, okay, he's losing it just like I am. Probably for different reasons, but we're both losing it here. I actually think the most frustrated I got with you, and I didn't laugh at all, which is a telltale sign of I'm like not mad, but I'm just like
I'm done,
is when for some reason you were like, I am not gonna hold right after I jump.
Because okay, well, you understand. So
no.
in this game, there is like no forward momentum in the air. Like a lot of platformers, if you jump and you're going to the right and you let go of the stick, you have forward momentum. Like the real world.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, in the real world, you cannot go backwards if you're jumping forwards. Once you are in the air, there's nothing you can do. And I get video game, I've played a lot of them, but in this game, I let go because I'm like assuming there's going to be continued forward momentum. No, it stops you on a dime. You will go down where you let go of the stick. And so it took me a while to just figure that out.
It's like Smash Bros. You can wiggle in the air to avoid stuff. But
and it's like that's fine, but like momentum in a physics-based game, having no forward momentum.
You mean a platformer?
It is. I would say it's a physics-based game when that is all of the movement is helicopter to fly over there with wind. So that's my excuse.
I like how quickly we established the role of I was the one who was going to be doing the jumping.
Yeah.
And you were going to do the swinging.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because I think we tried it in reverse one time and you were like, nope. I don't want to do this.
It's like, because once you figure out the timing, why would I do it if I don't have to? Like there was only a few times where it's like when we were doing like when there were the sections where you had to swing into grab and then swing into grab. Other side. It's like I have to do the let go. Mm-hmm. But even then, like I messed up a couple times. It's like I didn't know. I didn't have the practice.
I had no way. I was just like, you know what? You just got to learn. I didn't know how to like communicate it to you.
Yeah.
Because even over like using Discord, there's a delay. So I could go now and it'll be a split second too late. And then it's like, dang it.
And we can't even do like one of the first things that I tried to establish was I'm going to do a jump to signal that once I land, we're going to either jump or go forward and jump. And that was helpful for a lot of things. But then also sometimes I would jump and then I would start to go and you would not. And you're like, I wasn't ready yet. Like, it's also another one of those things where like we're not together. So I don't know. Like I was trying to eat dinner at the same time.
That was the funniest. That was so funny.
You didn't know when I was taking a bite and I look up and you're just dragging me like, oh, okay.
That was, oh my gosh.
And then I like, there was a couple times you're like, I was itching my nose and it's like.
I was looking at my phone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't see. So it's like, okay, whatever.
I did crack up a couple times when we'd like fail a jump and I just hear you go, hold on, like mouthful. And I'm like, yes, I can't even be mad because food. Oh, that's so funny.
But I think the funniest moment was at the very hard part. When you do, if you haven't played this game already, I just say 450 and you're going to have battle scars or you're going to have flashbacks.
You're never too young to have a Bread and Fred flashback.
450 meters is the toughest section of the game, which makes sense. You're almost at the end.
It's the last breath. Literally, that's the name of the section.
Yeah. And when we were there, I had the last big glitch where we moonwalked off the screen, and I had just taken a big gulp of my drink, and it was all in my mouth. And I look up and see that, and I had to spit into my hand to not spit all over my
Oh,
keyboard.
dude, gross.
It was just like a perfect moment for a legit spit take. I could not control the laughter. It was too good.
There were certain parts too, like especially in that last 50 meters, where there are so many particle effects on screen. It actually hurt my eyes at times when the wind would
Yeah.
blow. And
That's a
like
lot
they
of
would,
snow.
it was so, I mean, granted, we're on top of a mountain, so it makes sense, but it was just so much. And there's so much motion blur on it, which I get because it's moving, but it was just like, ow, I can't focus on my characters because there's like, it's like looking at like the static of a TV and then trying to see something like in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that makes any sense. You guys might get what I'm talking about. But if you look like a TV static and then trying to see a little black circle in the middle of it, it's gonna get like, you're gonna have to be like, oh my gosh, my eyes. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I will say the game looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And the music was very nice.
It's soothing.
It was soothing, you know, when
Not
like
enough.
you had a second to listen to it. But no, it wasn't enough because some of those falls are brutal.
Yeah.
Like you can fall literally
To the bottom.
to the bottom from the top with one messed up jump. And like, I mean, the rules are not inconsistent. It's just, you just want to make forward progress. And so sometimes you don't quite realize, or maybe when you're taking a breather, you don't realize that you're not in a safe spot.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, the wind blows and you're on ice and you can't do anything. And you're both trying to like plant,
But it
Or-
doesn't
or
matter
anchor,
because you're on ice.
but you're on ice. So
Yeah.
those couple of big booty Judies just end up just flying off the ice, and then you fall. The reward for falling actually is that hilarious splat animation.
Yes.
That got us laughing almost every time.
Yeah, the face plant is too funny.
Well, and the sound that goes with it, just that like it's like a perfect, I can't even recreate it. It's such a perfect splat
Yeah.
just on the ground. That one hurt. There were a couple, when you get to the end, there are some jumps that are actually so insane. And if you're not ready, I think there was a couple times I had to tell Jake, when we make this next jump, we have to just go. Because if we stop, we're going to slide. Like, we don't have time to reset. We just kind of have to sync up and go.
Yeah.
And hope that we jump at the same time, which we actually did pretty good at. Like, towards the end, because I think we were getting tired.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we started it kind of late. I think like 8:30 maybe.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, by like the 11 o'clock mark, we were like, ha, 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 I don't know how this game works. We've been playing it so long. I'm forgetting everything. And then we were playing with checkpoints.
No way we could do it without.
No way we would not have been able to do it in time
No.
without checkpoints. Literally at certain times, you'd get so flustered because you'd make a jump and then you'd go to set the checkpoint flag down that when you fell, instead of pressing the call button to go back to the checkpoint, you'd accidentally press the checkpoint button. And then we would have to scream at the other person and go, no, 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 no. Because you'd see the animation for pulling out the flag and then you start freaking out. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes it was just like, oh, you pressed it, but the other person's calling. And so it's like infinitely searching through the bag for the flag for the checkpoint. Like, please don't, please don't, please don't. One time we actually did plant the flag as we were getting picked up. And so we just went back to the same spot we were at.
Gosh. Thankfully, it wasn't like just maybe 10 meters from where we were before. So we just fixed it.
It wasn't that bad.
Man, when the wind would blow, that was the other hard part, is trying to find a moment to plant the flag.
Yeah.
Because the wind is also blowing.
Plant.
Plant the flag! Plant the flag quick! Like, oh my gosh. My neighbors probably hated me last night. Just because I was so stressed. It was so stressful. It was fun. And it was the good kind of stress where it's like, all right, we just screwed up. We'll get back to where we're going.
Good stress like Pikmin.
Nope. Different kind of stress. Because this game made sense.
Same kind of stress.
Nope, not at all.
But yeah, a few of the tough spots besides 450. Uh, in the mines, it was frustrating because you were pretty much only moving on moving platforms, and since
Fish carts, actually, like it was weird.
yeah,
You'd land on them and they make a squish.
since I was the one swinging, it was it was literally a momentum killer because you're swinging and you could even get like the full circle swing, but as soon as it goes to change direction, it kills all the momentum. Like I get it, it's like a literally change of direction, but how am I supposed to get going for this? And then we can't. I mean, obviously we just had to do something different. But I'm like, man,
Yeah, we had to kind of figure out how to use that change in direction to generate the momentum. So,
yeah,
like, Jake would have to hang, and then as it changed, he'd start swinging, and then that would give him like a boost. Because a lot of those jumps that I had to make had to be done in a window. Like, sometimes that change of direction, like the cart would change, and then it would change back like immediately.
yeah.
Like, you had maybe a second and a half, 2 seconds to like generate the speed and then make the jump, and then also like hope that you timed it right so that you both would fly and land on the platform appropriately. The mines, they were pretty cool. There's lots of secrets you can find. I remember there's some moles that you meet in the mines. One penguin had like a seal in the
Hmm.
mine area. There's moles, there's
Yeah.
other penguins, there's pictures. I think my favorite thing that we found was the superhero costumes
Yeah.
and then the purple rope. That was cool. That was fun. And then we used those literally, I think, for
The
the
rest
rest
of
of
the
the
time.
game.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I couldn't tell you how to take it off. And also, I don't know if there were any other places to get them. We kind of just stumbled upon it.
I
And
know we stumbled upon the best skin in the game.
yeah, but it was just that the costume was funny for me. And I know for you, because you're the one that pointed it out. But once we put on those costumes, we had like the eye
Oh, the
mask
domino
thing,
mask? Yeah.
and when you scrunch down to plant your body, you just look straight at the camera. You're just like, "Hmm."
They look at you with some bad vibes. They see into your soul.
And then you're just back to it. It's kind of like the like Mario Wonder where you're like kind of, even though it's all 2D pixels. Is it, was it pixel graphics?
No, it's 2.5D.
Well, like it was pixels though,
Oh,
right?
for Bread and Fred.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking, yeah.
yeah.
Bread and Fred was pixels. Well, so because they have the masks on, you can't see their eyes anymore. So it's just these
Black squares.
two white pixels just looking at you. And you're like, what do they know?
Yeah, why are you looking at me so intently?
What do you know? I didn't do it. What were the other? You're talking about the momentum killers.
Yeah,
There was we touched on it briefly, but there are sections where you have to grab onto the wall,
yeah,
and we had the extended grabs turned on as well,
yes.
and it was still tough because you
Mm.
have to. So here, I'll put my hands up as an example. You got to grab. Somebody's got to grab onto the wall. The other person has to swing around like so. I know this is an audio podcast, okay, but as well. But like, listen, okay, somebody's gonna grab onto the wall. They got to swing underneath to the other side of the wall, grab onto the other side, and then the other person has to let go and then swing,
Yeah.
and then the other person has to let go so they both land on the platform.
It's like you're swinging through vines like Tarzan through the jungle, but
Except
you're
you're a
the right
penguin.
arm and I'm the left arm.
Yeah. And
And there's a bit of delay between the arms.
there's a bit of delay, and also both of the arms are disabled in some way
And
because they're
panicking.
exhausted. Yeah, and they're panicking, and they don't want to fall another 150 meters all the way back to the bottom and have that stupid tutorial billboard tell them how to swing for the umpteenth time. But the music was nice. I think we said it was soothing. I think it really only played the one track for the entire way. I know that we unlocked more,
Yeah.
but I don't know what they were because we were just kind of like finish the game.
Yeah, we didn't like stop to change it, and it didn't change it automatically. So like, we completed it in 2.5 hours.
Which I actually thought was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fast.
Considering we literally kind of didn't play the game when we got our first completion.
It was so funny because we're trying, like legitimately trying to play the game. And then all of a sudden, it was not even like 50 meters up when we figured it out. I was like, oh, you can double jump in this game. And he's like, really? And he tries it. And then he just keeps jumping without touching the ground.
I was
And then
just
I
like,
start jumping. And then we went up.
yeah, we flew. Those penguins could fly.
Yeah.
And I was proud of them. We got our achievement for completing the game in less than 2 hours. I think, yeah, that's
No,
literally.
we had 230 something.
No, but the first time we did it,
Oh,
we
yeah,
got the
yes, in the
achievement.
first run.
Which then, if that's one of the achievements and we were only a half an hour off, I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
For actually our first time understanding the mechanics.
Mhm.
And we pretty much were solving the puzzles as we saw them.
Yeah. And it only took us about an hour to get from 450 to 500, so.
Yeah, that last section of jumps, anytime there was a section with a moving platform where it kicked you off of it, like it went underneath a wall and
Mhm.
then you got pushed off, we struggled
Yeah.
because you were like, all right, let's rest. And I'm like, we can't. We
Yeah.
have to go.
Ugh. It
And then
just
there was-
sucks because like you wanna redo the timing of everything, but there's gonna be wind, and you're landing on ice, and
Well, there was the one ending section. I literally think it's the last jump, like
Mhm.
the last hard sequence of jumps until you hit 500. But it's the one where you have to wait on a platform that is next to two crumbling platforms.
Yep.
You have to walk backwards onto the crumbling platforms to get enough momentum when you walk forwards to jump on a platform
That is
you have
moving.
that is moving, but you have to wait for it to move far enough forward so you don't bonk your head on it
Mhm.
when you try to jump on it. And then when you land on that platform, it goes up and it goes underneath an ice block, which you have to jump on top of. And then when you land up there, you have so much momentum from landing on top of it that you then have to jump onto the next ice block. And then you have to jump from that ice block onto another moving platform that is like up and to the right. But thankfully, when you get to the second ice block, you can actually stop and take a break,
Mhm.
which is what I was adamant. We just like take a second and we just hold.
Yeah.
Like we just need to wait until that platform gets to a specific spot, and then we'll do the last two jumps. We'll plant our flag at the final jump, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, we planted the flag immediately on the last little platform, and all it was a simple go around and jump, and we did it first try,
He
but
says
we're
simple.
like, it was pretty simple.
It was simple, but do you know how many of those we screwed up?
Yeah. I don't know, we had it down.
Well, when they brought in the wind, that's when it kind of got a little tricky.
Yeah.
There are several jumps where you had to wait for the wind to blow in order to get enough momentum to carry you forward. But then there were some where you had to jump on a platform that literally was going to get pushed by the wind
Mhm.
as you were landing on it, so that you'd have enough momentum going into the next jump off that platform, so then you could land on an ice block to then jump onto an actual safe platform. Oh my gosh, it was so stressful.
Yeah.
But like it was rewarding when we finally did it and we're like, oh, we got to do this, and we got to do this, and we got to do this. And there's no like red, blue, or yellow, and they don't make weird noises, and they don't eat the dew, you know? Sorry. PTSD.
Oh. That took me a second.
There's no like weird bottle cap things. You know, there's no like daytime.
I mean, I was rewarded with Pikmin, but it was definitely rewarding. It felt good to actually finish a section. Like there's still plenty of games out there where it's just like, no, this is hard and not fun, and I hate this, and now we're done,
Mhm.
and I'm just glad to be done. But this, I'm like, yeah, I'd probably play it again.
Yeah, no, it's a cute game.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I'll use the word cute. It is a cute game that actually has a surprising level of challenge.
Yeah.
And I think I would love to play it with somebody in person and see just
If
like,
it's
if you go
easier.
if you go all night, like you can see how fast you can get it down.
Yeah.
I'd love to actually take this game and try it with my wife and see
If your
if our
marriage
marriage
lasts.
survives. Yeah. But no, like, because we played It Takes Two, which is a really good game.
Yeah.
Obviously, it won Game of the Year, and I think it deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
But I like these little indie games that are kind of like these bite-sized co-op adventures. If that makes sense, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're these little like 2-hour jaunts.
Mm-hmm.
More if you're really struggling. Skill issue. Cry more. Get good. But yeah, no, I really like I appreciate stuff like that. That's why I'm happy we're doing an indie month, because independent games need to be celebrated.
Yeah.
And Steam is a wonderful place to find indie games.
Oh yeah.
I think we played this on PC
too.
On this. Oh yeah, Switch is like the indie machine.
Yeah.
I played what was it? The Messenger. That's another good one.
Yeah.
On Switch. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. I love Bread and Fred. I think it's great. I would love to try and unlock more of the stuff, see what other skins there are. But we were just kind of like, we need to actually beat this game so that we're not Weenie Hut Juniors.
Yeah.
Did you look at the menus when we were playing it? Like I said, did you see what I meant when I was like, it looks like a mobile game?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Like, I was kind of sussed out because I don't think it's not on the App Store. It may be on Google Play.
I feel like it might be a little too much for a mobile game. Like, I know it looks like it, but I think that's just an easy, clean style of menu and stuff. Because I didn't have a problem with it.
That's definitely could be the case. But I could easily see like Bread and Fred, you put that on your phone and you have one button to anchor yourself down. The other is a jump button, because that's really all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the grab button. And, your movement on like the touchscreen analog stick. Nintendo Switch, Linux, Microsoft Windows, Mac OS, Mac operating systems. It really isn't on phones. That is impressive.
Bread and Fred's pretty cool.
Yeah, I highly recommend it as an indie game. I think if you are wanting a quick, fun, friendship testing experience, then pick up Bread and Fred. It's on sale on Steam all the time. I think I got it for $5. Maybe
really?
10.
Yeah, I think it was a little more than that, because it's not that old of a game. Yeah, it's definitely cheap and worth the money.
Yeah, I think at maximum, like at full retail price, it's only $15.
Yeah, I think so.
That's $30 for 2 people, or $15 for 1 person if you play it locally.
Yeah.
So honestly, like, play Bread and Fred, please. They deserve it. They made a great game.
Mm-hmm. It makes me want to look and see if they've made any other games.
We'll do it right now.
Yeah, why not?
Why don't we actually shout out the company that made Bread and Fred instead of being like, whoever these people are. Sandcastle Studio. Bread and Fred, I think, is their only game. Well, I can't wait to see what they do next.
Yeah.
Climb the mountain with a friend, fall, get angry, and break your friendship. Yep. Pretty much. That's a great tagline.
Yep.
Can you climb the mountain without falling? Absolutely not, unless you're just perfect.
I do kind of want to look at a speed run of this game, because like the speed runs of these style of games are so interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. I will say too, if you do play this game, stop and talk to the characters that are around.
Yeah.
That one with the dad and the son, where he's like, "No, son, it's not that you look like a television." And then you look at this little penguin kid and you're like, that is a square bird.
Yeah, especially.
And he had 2 like little feathers that were sticking up, or 2 pieces of hair.
Mm-hmm.
Looked just like a television.
Well, it was just even funnier because I think I was standing in front of the kid when we were talking to him, and I just move and we both start laughing.
Oh my gosh.
Like, yes, you do look like a television. Sorry, son.
And then like he missed the bus, or he's like, man, that bus is late.
Yeah.
It would have been
faster. I don't think it's coming, Dad.
I don't think it's coming, Dad. Man, it would have been faster if I just dropped you off. Crazy. There's one lady who literally is continuously hanging up her laundry because the wind keeps blowing it away. And she's like, if you're not going to stand there, or if you're not going to help, go away. Which I think we stole her clothes to make our superhero costumes.
Probably.
So, I don't know. She couldn't figure out how to tie the laundry onto the string. So,
in case anybody cares, I was Bread and he was Fred.